Three, two, one. We're live. Hey guys and gals, it's me, X, and with me I have my friend Darryl Ebanks.
Yes, I am right here. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. I'm good. And as we promised, we're back, and this time we have another list for you guys. This is the most anticipated movies of 2019.
Yes. It looks like there's going to be a good year ahead.
A great year. There's a lot of movies.
You found some you're excited about?
Plenty of them.
Yes, me too.
Some of them, of course, as you guys know, most of the movies I'm interested are big blockbusters, superhero movies and horror films, and I think you have some more variety to add to that list.
Yeah, I think my thoughts coming into the year is that I want to take a break a little bit from more sequels and those big lofty premises, and I just want to hone it in a little bit this year. So I found some that I'm pretty excited for.
Good though. So why don't you start? Let's start with the most anticipated movies of 2019 in no particular order. We're just gonna name what we are excited to watch, and I'll let you go ahead.
Well, to start off, I think I wanted to talk about first the movies that I know we both are very excited to watch. I guess I found 4 movies that I know that are right there on that plane. We could start it off first by our favorite director, Quentin Tarantino. He's going to drop Once Upon a Time in Hollywood this summer. His 9th film. Well, 9 if you count Kill Bill as one movie.
Right.
And he said he's only going to make 10. And it's going to feature Leo DiCaprio coming back to the big screen. He took a little break after he won his award, finally. So he's coming back because he loved the script. Brad Pitt would be with him.
Wow.
It's going to be an all-star cast. The movie is an ode to Hollywood from the past. It's going to take place in 1969, and it's surrounded by the Tate murders and Charles Manson. If you know what happened with that, crazy story, murderous cult, and I'm excited what's going to come out of that. I'm sure he's going to do something cool, a little bit of revisionist history maybe, like he did with Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah.
So that's number 1 for me. Most excited. And I'm sure you're there with me on that one?
Absolutely. Tarantino is our favorite director, and he makes amazing movies, and I can't wait.
Yeah, so the second one of the 4 that I know that we're both excited for, we recently saw the trailer for it, and that's Jordan Peele from Get Out. He's coming with the new movie Us, starring Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. And so they star as a family who find an enemy, and their enemy might be themselves.
From what I've seen in the trailer, the movie has to do with cloning. That's my main thing. If you pay attention, there's a bunch of rabbits that seem to have been cloned. They show you in the trailer. So, in the movie Get Out, they were taking human beings, and I don't want to spoil it for people, but they were...
you could spoil it. It's been too long.
Yeah, they were taking people's brain and putting them in someone else's body, and I feel like he's going with that same theme of playing with people's bodies and minds and brains, like mad scientific stuff. And I think this is another type of those movies where he's gonna take cloning as the main element of the movie and turn it into a horror film, which I'm really excited for.
I did not notice the cloning element to it. I guess what I took from it's going to be about ourselves, like facing our own inner demons and it being ourselves. So that excited me for it.
Yeah, I mean, I see that too in the trailer, but I think he's going to use cloning to make that point. But that's my theory. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's what it is. Either way, I'm excited for it.
Yes, that movie is coming out March 15th, so I'm excited for that. Next on the list is Captain Marvel, which is coming out March 8th, a week earlier than Us. And Captain Marvel is the first female lead in a Marvel superhero film, so I'm sure plenty of people are excited about that. Brie Larson is starring as Captain Marvel, and I guess the reason why I'm the most excited for it is because I just want to know how Captain Marvel is going to tie into what happens with the next movie that we're going to talk about, Avengers. And between that, and I'm sure it's going to be lighthearted, funny, and I can't wait to see her powers because she's supposed to be the most powerful superhero, so can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with her powers much. My brother is a comic book guy. I usually go to him if I need any information about comic book characters. Um, but I have played a bunch of video games that included her in the, as one of the characters. And I'm excited for it, but like I was telling you last night when we were hanging out, that the trailers to me look very generic. They don't excite me much. But obviously the movie itself, the idea of watching a Captain Marvel movie, it's very exciting to me. And it plays into, like you said, the Avengers movie. I think she's going to be a big part of the Avengers Endgame movie. And so that's why it's coming ahead of Avengers. And yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah, bring on more superhero movies. I love them all. So.
Yes. And speaking of, I think I am at the most excitement for Avengers Endgame coming out April 26th. I recently rewatched Infinity War and I got re-enamored with that movie, A. And B, I just loved how they balanced all the superheroes, and I'm excited to see how everyone is doing after the events of Infinity War, how their world is going to react to it, how the superheroes are going to react to it, and how they're going to come together and defeat Thanos. Like, there's so many moving parts. It's like Game of Thrones in a way that you just want to see it all come together in the end.
Yeah, you want to see what moves each individual is gonna pull. Like Captain America says in the trailer, it's like this better works because otherwise they have nothing else. So I'm really excited to see what plan they come up with, how are they gonna tackle this situation, and that affected the entire world, and a lot of people went away. So it's very interesting. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it, and it'll be like the culmination of body of work of over 10 years, and that's very exciting, especially for someone who grew up, with superheroes and things like that. So that's really, really cool. Can't wait. It's probably my most anticipated movie, I think. It's different, because at Tarantino, I can't wait, like, I live to see another Tarantino movie, yeah. But it's completely different, it's like 10 years of making this whole thing just to get to this point. So yeah, excited for both, very very much so.
Yeah, they're both different excitements because we haven't seen a trailer for Tarantino yet, and we haven't seen him work in a few years. Mm-hmm. Once he drops the trailer, I'm sure we're gonna get that excitement back. Yeah. So you wanted to talk about the other Marvel film that's going to come out this year?
Yeah. So if you haven't watched our previous video, it was the best movies we saw in 2018, and my number one movie was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I used to say that Spider-Man Homecoming was the best Spider-Man movie I've seen until Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out. But still, Homecoming it's a great Spider-Man film, and the sequel, Spider-Man Far From Home, will be dropping on July 5th. And I was telling you earlier that I feel like it's almost like a spoiler, the title Far From Home, because if you watch Avengers Infinity War, you know what happens to him. So that kind of tells you that he comes back. He comes back, he'll be back, and he won't be in Queens anymore. So, but yeah, Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's a great Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So I'm really excited to see what they do next with this character.
Yes, and also we also see from Infinity War, which I totally forgot, that he has this cool, awesome new suit now. So
he does.
That's gonna be fun as well. So the next film I wanted to talk about is Velvet Buzzsaw, which is a Netflix movie coming very soon, February 1st, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal. And it's from the same director as Nightcrawler, which I really like that movie from a couple years back.
That's the X-Men guy, right?
No, not the X-Men guy. But Velvet Buzzsaw will be about a art dealer who receives mysterious paintings from a recently deceased man, and the paintings are going to come to life in a sort of way, and it's supposed to creep the hell out of us. So
Well,
I'm really excited to see that,
oh,
and I really like Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like him too. Yeah, this is what you just said. I didn't know anything about this movie, but hearing that, I want to watch this trailer.
Yeah, we gotta watch the. Yeah, we're gonna watch the trailer right after this. But yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, we definitely need to watch that trailer. But changing gears to something more lighthearted. There are three movies coming out that really touched my childhood. I grew up watching Disney movies like most kids did, and they're remaking three animated movies, classics. Dumbo, Aladdin, and The Lion King. They're making live action versions of those movies, except for The Lion King, which is completely 100% CGI. And Dumbo is one of my favorite movies growing up. And I'm really intrigued to see what they do with this movie, especially because at the time there's a scene in the original animated movie where little Dumbo gets drunk and he starts seeing things, the famous pink elephant scene. So I want to see how they do that with this new movie. And Aladdin's my brother's favorite Disney movie of all time, and I watched it numerous times. I love it too. Robin Williams was my boy, and now Will Smith will be taking on that role, and we'll see how he does. And the other one that I'm not really that excited for is The Lion King, even though I love the original movie, the animated movie. And just like I was telling you earlier, is because they're literally making a remake of an animated movie. They're just doing another animated movie, but this time in CGI, completely, fully animated in CGI, and it just feels unnecessary. There's no need for it if it's just the exact same thing. But regardless, I'll watch it because it is The Lion King, and, it's The Lion King.
Yeah, it's definitely The Lion King. But I wanted to switch it back again for a moment. I wanna talk about my favorite movie studio for a bit because they're dropping 5 movies that I'm really excited to see, and I'm just gonna talk about them a bit. That movie studio is A24, which has basically a lot of my favorite movies from the past 3 to 4 years, including 2 from my top 10 last year, 8th Grade and Hereditary. In the past, they've done Moonlight, The Florida Project, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. It's just a lot of my favorite movies. As we were constructing this list, I went straight to their website and to find out more about what they're doing, and I found 5 ones. First one up, March 1st, Climax, which is from the same director, Gaspar Noé, I don't know how to pronounce his name, from such films as Irreversible and Enter the Void. I don't know if you've seen those movies, some of the most intense things that I've seen. Yeah, so the movie Climax centers around a group of dancers who take some sort of drug, and they all end up going crazy, which it kind of reminds me of Mother. Just watching the trailer, like some crazy shit is about to go down. The second movie is Under the Silver Lake, coming out April 19th, starring Andrew Garfield. From watching the trailer, I see that it's about a connection made between a man and a woman, and the woman disappeared. It's about him trying to find her, so that looks interesting. The third one, High Life, which I'm really excited for. A movie from Claire Denis, or Denis, she's French. It's about a man and his daughter lost in space, starring Robert Pattinson. Also, Andre 3000 in this movie. So I'm really excited. He's one of my favorite rappers ever. So really excited to see that. It's supposed to be very interesting and deep. In the summer, we will be seeing Midsommar, which is Ari Aster, who directed Hereditary last year. This is his second horror film coming, and he did such a great job with that. You can line me up for his next film. And the last one is Uncut Gems, which is a Sadfi Brothers movie, which they're like my favorite up and coming directors right now. The way they shoot New York is so beautiful. They've done Good Time in the past, which you should watch, by the way, if you haven't yet.
I haven't.
Yes, so those are my 5 movies from A24 this year.
Cool. Going back to franchises. Well, I wouldn't call it a franchise, but M. Night Shyamalan managed to create this universe based on its first movie, Unbreakable,
Yeah.
and then its follow-up, which was
Split.
Split, and now the third movie that will be called Glass. You know, if you watch Unbreakable, then you know who Mr. Glass is. And I love both the first 2 movies, especially Unbreakable. Unbreakable, it's an amazing movie. I think it's his second best film after the Sixth Sense, and it was one of the first superhero movies that nobody looked at it as a superhero movie, but it is.
I think Split made it a superhero movie.
It definitely did, and he did a great job pointing that out, making that point, so he can set it up for this movie Glass. Yeah, I'm super excited to see how everything ties in together and culminates the trilogy. I don't know if we have a name for this universe, this trilogy, but I'm really excited for it.
Yes, I'm actually pretty much excited for that movie too. It's the most anticipated movie coming up because it comes out pretty soon, January 18th.
Yep.
So my next movie is Ad Astra, coming out May 24th. And it's Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones. And it's about a man who is lost in space and his son, played by Brad Pitt, coming to find him. And also there's other obstacles like trying to save the planet. It's
small little things, right?
Yeah, small little things like trying to save the planet. And it's from the same, well, I don't know how to pronounce cinematographer's name, but it's from the same person who did Interstellar and Her and Spectre. Like, I love those films, the way they're shot, so I know it's going to be a beautiful sci-fi space film.
Nice, yeah. Speaking of space, there's this movie that I can't wait to see it. We don't have a trailer yet, and and I can almost guarantee the movie's going to be bad. I can almost guarantee it. It's Masters of the Universe. So if you grew up in the 80s, you know what this is. You know the name He-Man and Skeletor.
This is one of your favorites,
it's
right?
One of my favorites. I can't wait to watch this. There's no trailer yet, like I said, and I can almost guarantee the movie is going to be bad. There was already a Masters of the Universe movie, which I encourage people to watch it just to see a disaster on the screen. It's Dolph Lundgren. He starred in that original Masters of the Universe movie, and it was horrible. It's horrible. Have you ever watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that level of badness that is almost good. So, but it's a difficult property to work with. It doesn't take place on Earth. It takes place in Eternia, which is a different world, different universe, and it's everything. It should be a sci-fi movie, I think, but I don't know how they're gonna do it because that was the mistake with the original film. They brought He-Man to Earth. It was a mess. So if they keep things in Eternia like they're supposed to, and they stay true to their characters, it could be a very enjoyable movie. I can't say that it will be good, but it's like I said, it's a difficult property to work with, and I don't know how they can pull it off, but I really, really hope they do, and I'm very excited for it because He-Man, for me, it's one of those properties like most kids our age grew up watching. I still watch it today. It's on Netflix, and I rewatch it all the time. I'm very nostalgic like that. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one.
It's live action, right?
Yeah, and I forgot to say, so it comes out in December. So we still got some time. Maybe we'll see a trailer in a couple next months. But yeah, December 18th.
Yes. So my next film that I want to talk about is from another legend filmmaker that's making a film this year with a heavy cast of great actors, and this one is Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. This will be his first film, believe it or not, directing Al Pacino, which is unheard of because they're like in the same genre all these years and they've never worked together. And also,
With
Joined by Al Pacino will be Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel,
Oh wow.
Joe Pesci,
Oh my god.
Anna Paquin. It's gonna be an amazing cast of characters, and it's about the hit. It's lit. It's about the hitman Jimmy Hoffa, which Al Pacino will be playing,
Nice.
and I can't wait to just see it. It's supposed to come out on Netflix, which I'm not sure if that's still happening or if that was just a thing I heard, but hopefully it comes out on Netflix or wherever it comes out, I'll watch it.
Nice. Switching gears, let's go from something super serious to something not so serious, which is Alita Battle Angel. It's based on an anime. I don't know anything about it. I haven't watched the anime. It looked good. I looked it up. It looks really good. And I'm definitely going to watch that before I watch this live action film. I'm cautious about it because the CGI they're using for the film looks some points very goofy. But the action and some of the character designs that I've seen from the movie and the trailers looks amazing. So I'm really excited for that. And Hollywood hasn't been successful bringing anime movies to the screen in live action form. Ghost in the Shell, I really enjoyed it, but a lot of people did not, probably because they hold the original source so close to their hearts. Most people, we do, especially when it comes to anime. So if it's not perfect, we'll never accept it. So, but I'm excited to see what they do with this property. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the property itself, but the trailer looks very exciting, like action, and like I said, the character design looks really cool, and the CGI looks good, but some parts of it look goofy to me. But still excited for it. Comes out on February 14th.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yes, I think I need to see the anime first.
Yeah, same here. I'll check it out for sure.
All right, my next movie, which I'm sure you're very excited for this movie too. It's It Chapter 2. Yes, it was a surprise hit in 2017, and now I guess they're going to be adults, the kids from It. It will star Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, James McAvoy, and Bill Skarsgård as the adult, as they're going to be terrorized by the clown again. I'm sure you're excited to see it.
I'm super excited for it. It is my favorite book from Stephen King, and it's also my favorite movie. And I'm talking about the original It, the TV movie miniseries that came out in the 90s. It pretty much like got me into watching horror films because it was so scary. It was so freaking scary. Even up until this day, if you rewatch it at 90s TV miniseries, it'll give you the creeps. When they made the remake, part 1, it was awesome. It was an awesome way to make the It movie 2018 movie, and I can't wait for the second part, so to culminate the series. So really excited for it.
Yeah, so that's It Chapter 2 coming out September 6th. And one last note about it is that I never knew that they became adults in the book. So it was a nice surprise for me to see it. And that's why it's one of my few sequels coming out this year that I want to see.
So yeah, in the book it actually goes back and forth between being adults and kids. And in the movie they just kind of like separated. They did a chapter 1 that just focused on the kid part, and then now they're gonna just do the adult part. So yeah, and sticking to the horror genre, we also have Child's Play.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Chucky?
You're very familiar with Chucky.
Who
I
isn't?
love Child's Play growing up, and I'm also very excited about this movie.
Yeah, we don't know. We just watched a teaser for it, and it was named as Charles, not Child's Play, the movie. So I'm a little confused what the title of this film is going to be. If it's a remake or reboot of Child's Play or some sort of sequel. I like the teaser. You guys can go ahead and look it up, and it's very short. Yeah, just like yourself growing up, I loved Chucky. It was fun to watch, and it's scary when you're a kid. But yeah, really excited for it. I was just telling you how Chucky makes a cameo in Ready Player One, and it was one of the best parts of the movie. So yeah, really excited for Chucky.
If I could just say one thing about Child's Play, I'm just excited to see my love Aubrey Plaza. She's gonna be in the movie along with Paperboy from Atlanta, Brian Tyree Henry, but Aubrey Plaza, that does it for me. Here's the money for my movie ticket already.
Yeah, she's always great. Also sticking to the horror genre, we have the. It's a remake of a remake. It's the movie Grudge, based on the remake The Grudge from the movie Ju-on. It was a Japanese horror film. I like both. I've watched both. I watched The Grudge with Sarah Michelle Parker. Is that her name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
There you go. Yeah, Buffy. I just call her Buffy.
You're talking about Sarah Jessica Parker.
There you go. Yeah, it was Buffy. So that was good. I liked The Grudge when it came out, and I found out there was a it was based on a Japanese horror film, Ju-on. So then I went and watched that one, and I really liked that one. So now I'm excited to see what they do with this remake of this remake, Grudge. So
yeah, staying on horror right now. I'm just gonna talk just a little thing about The Curse of La Llorona. Is that how you pronounce it?
No, La Llorona.
Well, I'm not going to pronounce that. Yes, so you know about the history of it, but I just saw the trailer and it looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the history of the film. I just know the history of the urban legend. As a Latino kid, every Latino kid knows about this. It's what your parents scare you with, not being too late outside your house at night, because they say that if you do, you'll start hearing cries of this woman, and he'll come and get you and take you away from your parents. So that's basically it. It's just a story to keep the kids in the house, so they don't go out late at night. And they're making a horror movie, and I'm excited for it because the trailer looked good.
Do you have any more horror movies on your list?
Yes, there's one more. Have Pet Sematary. It's a movie based on another book by Stephen King, Pet Sematary. And I watched the original also as a kid. I don't know why my parents let me watch so many horror movies when I was a kid. Well, I do remember like sneaking around so I can watch them. But regardless, I liked the first one. It was really scary and creepy at the time. It was very gory. I remember that, the gore. And we just watched the trailer, and to me, it looked good. It looked good. I wouldn't say that it looks great, but I'm really curious to see what the movie comes out to be. And like I said, I love horror films, so I'm definitely gonna watch this. Are you interested in watching this or not?
I don't know. I just remember seeing the original Pet Sematary when I was a kid, and it was so bad. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
Okay, that says it all then. But yeah, I think those are the older horror films that I have on my list. That's what I'm looking for in 2019. That's horror based.
Well, I don't have a horror one, but I have a zombie one, Zombieland 2. That's all I have to say. That's all I want to say. The same cast, Zombieland 2, coming out this year. I'm in for it. Oh, by the way, I don't know how we missed this one.
Which one?
It went past this. Shouldn't be this late in the video, but John Wick 3.
Oh, yes.
Yes, John Wick 3. Another one of the few sequels and stuff that I want to get to, but John Wick 3, I love that universe. I think it has something in it for everybody, for every kind of moviegoer, and I'm sure it's going to deliver.
No, I got plenty of sequels on my list. If you want, I'll throw one at you. It's Jumanji 2.
Yes.
It was the remake of the original was a surprise hit. Everybody loved it. Starring The Rock and Kevin Hart and Jack Black. And like I said, it was a surprise hit. I was very cautious when I heard they were making the remake, the reboot, because I really liked the original one with Robin Williams. And like I said, Robin Williams was my boy growing up. He was funny, to me at least. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they do with the sequel, Jumanji 2.
So the one reason why I'm apprehensive towards that is because Jumanji surprised us. And it's good, like it's good to be good when you're surprising, but can you do it when you're expecting a hit? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, can you do it a fourth time with Toy Story 4, which, the 3, which also comes out soon in June 21st, which is another movie I'm excited for. The first 3 movies are considered classics. They're all really good, one after the other one. They're really, really good movies. Pixar, it's great at doing those type of movies. and I don't know how what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it if they're gonna be able to match the level of quality of those first three movies. The trailer, there's no trailer. It's just a teaser that tells us nothing, and it's kind of silly. But I'm excited to see the movie. I want to see a trailer. I want to see what this movie's all about. But it's Toy Story, so can't go wrong with that. And yeah. Pixar, you know.
You know what? I talk a lot of stuff about sequels, but I'm all in for this one too, because I don't know if you can make a bad Toy Story movie. I never seen a bad Toy Story movie, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, and there are bad sequels, you know, and I'll point out to some of the X-Men movies, and we got another X-Men movie coming out this year. The Dark Phoenix. I love the X-Men. You love the X-Men. It was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. I recently rewatched some of the animated stuff a couple of years ago. It's still good. I still love the X-Men. But one of my least favorite arcs from the X-Men universe is the Dark Phoenix saga, which is what this movie is going to be about.
Me too. I think it's the worst part of X-Men, Dark Phoenix.
Well, we're the minority because it's considered one of the best arcs in X-Men history.
Even in comic book history.
Yeah, in comic book. Yeah, and I don't know, man. I love the X-Men. I've seen every single movie up until this point, and I don't see why I should stop. Even though the last movie with Apocalypse was trash, and I don't know. Well, let's see if they can like revive this franchise with this movie. Even though I'm not interested in the story itself, but it could be a good film. And like I said, it's the X-Men, so I have to watch it.
I must say though that I wouldn't be upset if they revive it or just put it to bed, because Kevin Feige is very close to getting an X-Men. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and let me see. I think I have one more sequel, and I will end all the sequels that I have on my list for 2019, and that is Godzilla, King of Monsters. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for this one. You know, like Pacific Rim is one of my guilty pleasures to watch, and this falls into that genre of like giant monsters fighting each other. Yeah, I'm really excited for Godzilla. I grew up watching Godzilla like most people did, and there were bad movies, but low budget Japanese movies, but they have a certain charm to them, and they created this genre of kaijus and like giant monsters, and I love anime and a lot of Japanese things that came out of that era. So I'm really excited for Godzilla. Godzilla is, it's always been that really like that good bad guy, So it's like like people fear him, but he's always been like he's peaceful unless he's being attacked too. Even when he's destroying entire cities in Japan. But this is what they did with the remake. They made him a good guy again, and he's gonna fight monsters this time. So he's gonna try to like protect the Earth. Or himself, it's just we don't know what his motivations are, but I'm really excited for it. Yeah, I can't wait to see Godzilla, King of Monsters.
All right, that's Godzilla. I think it's very hard to make a Godzilla movie.
But they did a good job
movie
with the last one, so I'm really excited for this one.
They killed Walter White in the last one, though. I'm kidding, but my next film that I want to talk about is Rocket Man. Yes, which is it's going to be a musical fantasy is how it's described. As I saw a small teaser, it looks awesome, which is the story. It's not a outer space story. It's actually the story of a young Elton John. I am here for it. After Bohemian Rhapsody did pretty well, and the teaser just put Elton John music back in my head.
Yeah, he has some incredible hits. I'm totally down with watching this movie for sure.
Yeah, so Rocket Man coming out this summer.
Okay, I have a remake or reboot. It's not a sequel, but you guys know what a reboot is. Hellboy. Guillermo del Toro make the first two Hellboy movies, which I really like. I like them both. They're silly, but they're fun to watch. He did an amazing job with the costumes and the CGI. And this new one doesn't look that good. I'm gonna be honest. But I like, you know, the name of the guy who's playing the new Hellboy. He was in Stranger Things, the cop.
Yes, David Harbour.
Yeah, so he was great. He was great in Stranger Things. So I'm curious to see how he portrays Hellboy. The trailer doesn't do any justice to this property, and we'll see if it comes out good or bad. But my money is it's not that good. Regardless, I like Hellboy, so I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm kind of excited to see it.
Yes, and I just want to talk about Brightburn real quick. It looks interesting. I don't know too much about it. It has a pretty cool trailer out now. And it's basically a kid from outer space lands in America, and he has superpowers, and his parents deal with that. And it's not Superman. It's called Brightburn, and it's actually supposed to be a horror movie. So
yeah, you guys should watch the trailer because we just watched it, and I thought I was watching a trailer for another Superman movie until it took a dark turn, and I was like, whoa, this is really cool. What if Superman turned out to be a villain instead of being a superhero, and this is what this movie is? And yeah, I'm really intrigued by it, and I can't wait to watch it. And speaking of superheroes, we have another one that I'm not very familiar with. It's Shazam.
Oh, yes, I like it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Shazam. I should ask my brother. He knows all about this. But it looks funny. Looks like a funny superhero movie, lighthearted. So I'm all for that, you know. Can't go wrong with that.
I'm all for Shazam. I'm a Shazam kind of guy.
And this is my final, well, there's one more that we need to talk about. But this is my final legit movie that I want to watch in 2019. And it's Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Woo.
Yes.
Okay.
I know, right? Well, I like Pokemon. I don't know if you like Pokemon. I used to play the Game Boy games, and I did a little bit of Pokemon Go when that was the craze. But regardless, this movie looks actually really good. When I found out they were making this movie, I was like, this movie's gonna, like, just based on the title, Pokemon Pikachu Detective. I'm sorry, Detective Pikachu. Who wants to see that? That sounds ridiculous. Until the trailer dropped. You watch the trailer, I was like, oh, this looks really good. It's got Pikachu voiced by Ryan Reynolds, which, you know, is my boy. And he's pairing up with this up-and-coming star kid from The Get Down, and he was also in the new Jurassic movie. Remember the main guy?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so, yeah, it looks interesting. It looks really fun and funny. And if you know anything about Pokemon, you can see things throughout the trailer that will make you laugh. So I'm all down for a Detective Pikachu. You have any interest in this movie or not?
Not really.
That's cool.
But I'm sure we'll all be hearing about it. But so I have just a couple last quick hits, I guess. Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Richard Linklater, one of my favorite directors. I'll watch any movie he makes. He's earned my trust and respect. Flarsky, Goldfinch. Oh, Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I won't say I'm anticipating, but definitely interested in right. Joker. Jojo Rabbit and Lighthouse. You could just go look them up. Those are just the last few bits.
So that's it? Any other movie? Is that all? Because I have one movie that I don't know. I don't even know how to approach this. It's
the elephant in the room.
It's the elephant in the room. I'm talking about Star Wars Episode 9. You know me, I love Star Wars. Like, I absolutely love Star Wars. But I hated The Last Jedi. And just saying that gets you in trouble nowadays. It's like you can't hate that movie, but it was so bad.
Yeah, you're a racist alt-right person just because you hate The Last Jedi. Which I hated it too. Yeah,
we made a review about it when it came out, like most people did. And they will say we jumped on the bandwagon of hate, but it's not. It's just I truly came out of that movie just disappointed and angry and upset. Because I mean, to me, they ruined parts of Star Wars that I just didn't think they could do. They did it wrong. They did it wrong, and hopefully this one will be better because they're switching back to the original director of Episode 7, who
J.J. Abrams.
yeah, who directed the new Star Trek movies, which I really like. I enjoy. I was happy when I found out he was doing Episode 7. With Episode 7, also, I was a little disappointed he went back to the original formula, but the movie came out to be good, so I guess you could say I gave him a pass on that. But then Ryan Johnson, it's his name,
Yeah.
the murderer, yeah, who murdered Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right, strong words, but yeah. So I was not happy with Episode 8, The Last Jedi, so much that I'm not really sure if I want to watch this new movie, Episode 9. I don't know. How do you feel about the whole thing?
Well, I hate to end this anticipated podcast on a negative note, but I was so disappointed with 8, and not only with the movie, but also the response of the studio. I think they showed some level of arrogance, like towards people who were against the movie, that I think is the reason why Solo, a Star Wars story, failed, and which is why I think this isn't going to make $1 billion, but it's going to be a apprehensive $1 billion.
Yeah, you just remind me of something I wanted to say. Yeah, that same thing. I skipped Solo. I had no interest in watching it because I lost interest in watching Star Wars things after The Last Jedi. And I feel like that affected, like you said, they got arrogant, and it's affecting the entire franchise. And it sucks. It sucks because Star Wars is beloved by many, many, many people, and I'm one of those. I absolutely love Star Wars. And yeah, I'm sad, but also a little curious to see what the new movie is going to be like. And they're going to end, this is like the 9th and final installment of the main saga. So I don't know, man. I'm confused about this whole thing.
I think for me, it's gonna take an incredible trailer for me to want to spend money on that. If not, I don't think right now in my mind I'm gonna spend money on it. But we'll see. I'll wait it out.
This is what I was thinking. I was thinking to, wait it out. I'm not going to go watch it day one. I'm going to wait to see what the reviews come out to be. And if I'm starting getting vibes of people saying it's almost like The Last Jedi, I'm skipping it. But if people are saying like they turn it around and they're doing better things, they're like going back to, the original Star Wars that I like. I know this sounds very selfish, but I don't know. It is my opinion, and we're just here to give opinions. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think I'm also going to listen to the people who hated Episode 8, what their take is on 9. If they are like, Episode 9 is okay, then yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. So, cautious about Star Wars. I think after after Avengers Endgame, Star Wars could be or should be the biggest movie of 2019 in terms of like revenue made and just sheer
everyone's gonna talk about it,
so
whatever.
Yeah, so that ends our most anticipated list of 2019.
No, actually, before we end, I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
I want us to make predictions. What's going to be number one on your list at the end of 2019?
Ooh, man.
Think about all the things we just talked about.
Okay. Let's see. That is a hard question, but I just went through the list real quick, and I don't even have this movie on my list. It's on your list, but it's gonna be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can already tell you that's gonna be my number one movie, and I haven't even seen a trailer. That's how much I love Tarantino movies. But I'll give you one that'll make your head spin. I think Pokemon Detective Pikachu is gonna be really, really good. Trust me on this one. It's gonna be one of those movies that you're gonna come out like with a smile in your face, and everyone's gonna talk about how good it was and came out of nowhere. And but yeah, being super serious, I think Tarantino's 9th film will be my top pick for best movie of 2019. How about you?
Yeah, I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to be the easy pick for me in my head. But I'm going to try to think out the box for a second. What about Us? It could easily be Us too, because the trailer looks incredible.
It does.
My dark horse is Ad Astra, but I might just go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh, actually, also Avengers Endgame could be up there.
Yeah, but there's something about like you're right. I hate when people disqualify movies just because they're big blockbuster superhero movies. But you're completely right. I mean, Infinity War was an amazing film, and I don't see why Endgame could just not be like the best movie of 2019.
I didn't say what's going to win the Oscar. I said what's going to be your number one.
You're right.
I'm sure Endgame might be on my list, but if I had to put money on it, it would be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, followed by Us, followed by Ad Astra, followed by Endgame.
Okay, well, yeah, like I said, to me, it's gonna be Tarantino's ninth film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I'm giving my surprise movie of the year, and I think it's gonna be Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Yeah, I'm serious.
All right, so tell people where to reach you so they could send thoughts and energies your way about this Detective Pikachu.
Well, yeah, just leave comments. Leave comments on the comment section below. Tell us what you think. How I am wrong, which I know you will. And if you like this video, of course, like it. Can people? Actually, I haven't set up my proper social media stuff yet. But just leave me comments in the comment section. But what about you? Where can people reach you?
Instagram at Instagram D_EBANKS. I'll leave a link in the description, and there we go.
Yeah, and don't forget to support the channel by subscribing. That helps. And that's it. We'll come back with maybe a movie review next week, or we'll see. You know, we gotta check out. There's plenty to watch. We just came up with a list of over 20 movies to watch. So stay tuned for more movie reviews and movie talk. And this is the Pulp, and we're out.
Pulp out.
Bye.